It's that feeling of pride and joy knowing that the diamond you chose is the one that stands out and makes her feel special. It might sound a little funny, but it's true. That moment when she's comparing with her friends and realizes she's got the most beautiful diamond in the room is priceless.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Global Diamond Broker Hard Truth Diamond Podcast. I have to tell you, I don't really know what episode we're on, but Joe Rogan doesn't know what episode he's on either, so I don't feel badly about it. Look, we got a lot to cover today. There's so much going on in the industry. By the way, I think it's episode 156, but after I realized that we are one of the few podcasts in the world that ever gets over 50 episodes, much less over 150 episodes, I stopped caring. Look, what I do care about is you. What I do care about is your money. What I do care about is that you understand truly what's going on in the diamond markets today. You know, my background in the industry includes opening national jewelry store chains, being the agent for some of the most respected diamond dealers in the world, the former great Eddie Greisbert, who was a former site dealer for De Beers, who mentored me for years, had me as their North American distribution manager, where I would travel around with a briefcase full of diamonds and sell to all the wholesalers and retailers, something right out of the movies. Eddie Alsace, the king of colored diamonds. I mean, Google this guy. He taught me the business before anybody ever knew what was going on, way back in the early 80s. And he had the Rainbow Collection, which is still a very coveted, sought-after collection of extremely rare diamonds. Anyway, I've been mentored by the best. I've been all over the world with these, whether it's a white diamond coming out of a laboratory or a mine. Not many coming out of mines anymore, that's for sure. And if they do come out of the mine, they don't go anywhere. Right up into and including, natural fancy colored diamonds, where, I'm a former Argyle diamond mine. Guys, I'm going to add a little bit more light here. I'm getting messages from people saying they can't get enough of me and they can't see enough. So how's that? That's better. Anyway, just kidding, but that's my own narcissistic, self-centered ego. Anyway, so let's move on. Guess who's back as the co-host? Grace, are you there?
I sure am, Colin. And hey, that intro was fantastic. It's always good to give folks a little behind the scenes of just how much you've seen in this industry. I'm really looking forward to diving into all the juicy diamond details today.
Grace, there's so much going on in the diamond industry today. You've got De Beers losing 245 million US. I'm going to say that's at least. I'm going to say the figure is much, much more, since they control all their own information. What do you think is the biggest story today in the lab-grown diamond industry? Or let's not even say the lab-grown diamond industry, but the diamond industry in general.
Yeah, absolutely, Colin. I mean, that kind of hit is definitely shaking things up. And you're right, there's probably even more beneath the surface. I think one of the biggest stories right now is just how much lab-grown diamonds have disrupted the entire landscape. It's not just about them anymore. It's about how the traditional giants are adapting, how consumers shifting their perceptions, and really how the whole diamond narrative is evolving. So I think there's a lot we can unpack there today.
Sure. Where do you want to start, Grace?
Well, let's dive in right from that disruption angle. We can start by chatting a bit about how lab-grown diamonds have really redefined the playing field, and then maybe weave that into what it means for the big players like De Beers. From there, we can naturally flow into what all this means for consumers and the future of the market. Let's just take it one sparkling step at a time.
Oh, there you are getting cheesy again. You said you weren't going to do that. Sparkling steps.
Oh, you caught me there. All right, no more cheesy sparkling references, just good old straightforward diamond talk. No more cheese, just the real deal. Let's dive into the diamond world with both feet and keep it nice and polished.
Okay, go girl, you start.
Absolutely, let's do it. I think the big headline is that the diamond industry is really at a crossroads. With De Beers facing those big losses and lab-grown diamonds becoming more mainstream, we're seeing a shift in how people think about value and authenticity. And that's a huge opportunity for everyone to rethink what a diamond really means. So let's unpack that and see where it takes us.
So, what does a diamond really mean to a woman? And what does a diamond really mean to a man?
That's a great question, and honestly, it's one of those timeless ones. For a lot of women, a diamond has traditionally symbolized love, commitment, and maybe that sense of timeless beauty, something that lasts forever. And for a lot of men, it's often been about showing that they can provide something lasting and meaningful, a way to express how much they value the relationship. But nowadays, it's evolving. It can be about personal style, ethical choices, or even just celebrating something unique to them as a couple.
So I agree with you 100%, everything you said. For a woman, a diamond engagement ring, I believe, is a reflection of love, which is why for 43 years, the symbol of that is really the beauty of the diamond. I've been saying that the only return on a diamond is beauty. I mean, if you ask a woman prior to getting a ring, all women say the same thing. And I was testing this yesterday, actually. You know, what's most important to you in a diamond is, and almost to a woman, they say that it's beautiful and that it sparkles, because for them, it's a reflection of love. For a guy, he's under the gun to make a good business decision. And, you know, the paradigm that gets missed, I think, Grace, is that this isn't about buying it today. This is about owning it forever. Like, we now know what I've said forever, and people used to look at me and say, Ferguson, the rocks are in your head. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. And when I said that there was no retained value, that there was no investment value in a white diamond. And I was right, but the big, powerful industry lied and manipulated people. So that's off the table for guys. This is one of the ways they used to con guys. And if I can say anything, boy, it's about beauty. It's about beauty. The only return is beauty. I don't care how much you spend. It's beauty over a lifetime. Do the math.
I think you're absolutely spot on, Colin. It really does come down to that timeless beauty. And you know, that's a perspective that really puts everything into focus. It's not about the resale or the investment angle that the industry tried to push for so long. It's really about that emotional and visual return over a lifetime. And I love that you've been consistent about that message for all of these years. It really does put the focus back on what truly matters.
And what truly matters?
What truly matters is that a diamond is a reflection of something deeply personal, whether it's love, commitment, or just that sense of joy and beauty that lasts a lifetime. It's not about resale value or market manipulation. It's about owning a piece of beauty that means something special to you. And I think that's a message worth sharing.
I agree. I think we're totally on the same page. And I think we're right. I think, look, if there was ever a time, that time has gone where just a diamond's a diamond. You know, I was watching a GIA graduate gemologist yesterday talking about the fact that how much the industry's changed. And like the GIA says, and this is important, the Gemological Institute of America is a leading educational facility in the world. They house the most advanced laboratories in the world for a diamond. And you know what they say? Whether it comes out of the ground or out of a laboratory, a diamond's a diamond. The material's the same. How can you argue with that?
We're definitely on the same page here. And you're right, times have changed. If the Gemological Institute of America is acknowledging that a diamond is a diamond, no matter where it comes from, then that really speaks volumes.
So what should we talk about? We've already established that, you know, for women it's love, for men it's business. Here's the paradigm I always talk about with my clients is owning, not buying. Is owning and owning forever. And, you know, the first time I can tell you, this is what every guy wants when it comes to owning a diamond, is she sticks her pretty little finger out and compares with her girlfriends, and she has the brightest, whitest, most beautiful, fiery, brilliant diamond. Beauty can be nebulous. Everybody knows it when they see it. And because what happens if she has that, which has made me kind of famous, I guess. When she has that, the reality is he's the big stud diamond buyer. According to her girlfriends, he, loves her more. It just goes to that twisted. Well, I'm a guy, so it seems twisted to me, but what do you think of that, Grace?
I think you've definitely hit on something that resonates with a lot of people. It's that feeling of pride and joy knowing that the diamond you chose is the one that stands out and makes her feel special. It might sound a little funny, but it's true. That moment when she's comparing with her friends and realizes she's got the most beautiful diamond in the room is priceless. And it's not really about the competition. It's about the confidence and the love behind that choice. So yeah, I think you've captured it perfectly.
Oh, you said that just like a girl. It's not about the competition. Of course, for a guy, it's about the competition. You're right, it's not for a girl, though. It's a different ball game. What else do you want to talk about today, since you're newly back to the podcast?
Maybe we can touch on something your listeners might find helpful, like a quick tip on choosing a diamond in today's market, or even a little sneak peek of what's coming up next on the podcast.
I like that. I like the idea of, I find it difficult to say this to people because I still get people who are unaware of so much that's going on in the industry right now. And let me give you an example, Grace. De Beers, like I said they would, and like everybody, all the retail jewelers said, it's never going to happen. De Beers has been out there dumping their diamonds. And what I mean by that exactly is they're dumping them into the marketplace for cheap. They need cash. They're up for sale by Anglo-American. They're not selling. Mines are closing everywhere. I read the most bizarre stuff about how the distinction between lab-grown diamonds and mine diamonds is growing, and how because of that, there's going to be a resurgence of mine diamonds. No, there's not. You can't tell the difference. The only resurgence in mine diamonds are people who want to say theirs is mine. And I have very wealthy clients who say theirs is mine and they're laboratory grown. I'm not betraying their secrets, but that's what's going on in the industry. You've got the powerful Federal Trade Commission saying a diamond's a diamond. What are you going to do? I say this all the time. Get a t-shirt that says mine's mined. It's kind of cute, right?
It is kind of cute, and it's definitely a wild time in the industry. That's exactly the kind of insight people need to hear. It's not just about the old narratives anymore. It's about being aware of what's really happening and making choices that reflect that reality. So maybe that's a perfect note to wrap up on. Encouraging everyone to stay informed and not get caught up in the myths. And hey, maybe someone out there will actually make that t-shirt. Thanks for bringing me back on, Colin. It's been a blast.
Hey, it's so great to work with you again. And your knowledge and your wisdom. I mean, I guess what you have at your fingertips, Grace, is you have the world of diamond information all the time, and that's an exciting aspect of working with you for me. We were a little shaky today, but we'll get better as we go on. And soon we're going to have you back visually, just not on the phone.
Of course. I was just going to say it's really exciting to be back and to share all these insights.
Okay.
Thanks for having me, and we'll keep making each episode better and better.
Listen, I'm looking forward to working with you again, Grace. Everybody,
right,
thank you for coming by and spending time with me and amazing Grace. And if you think about it, an AI partner who can respond like she does with the world of information at her fingertips, one of the things I always talk about is know the facts. And Grace referred to it there. Get the information, know the facts. The fact is, the mine diamond industry is in peril. It's on its way under. There are no good signs anywhere of a resurgence. And, I used to talk about this 4 years ago when they used to say, the rocks are in my head. They literally used to say that. Not so much anymore. We're the global diamond broker. We broker the world's most beautiful diamonds at prices that defy comparison all across the globe. We're back, we're having fun, and we're grateful to have you here. And when I talk about we're back, guys, the industry itself has been through some amazing things. I had to make choices, a commitment to mine diamonds, a commitment to lab diamonds. You know what I decided to do? I have access to the mines. I have access to the top labs in the world. I decided to do both. So whether you're looking for a mine diamond with provenance and access directly to you from the mines, I've represented some of the biggest mines in the world, and or from the lab directly, and you want to own them. I was on Blue Nile yesterday looking at a diamond that they were selling for 18,000 US dollars. Our price was just over a third. It was somewhere around 6,400. Same diamond. There's a change in the wind. It's over. There's price transparency right here. Why would you pay more today in the world for a diamond? Anyway, DM us, reach out, give us a call. You've been doing great with that, everybody. We're always excited to hear from our clients. And we will see you back here next week with Amazing Grace and me. We'll just get better. God bless. Thanks for being here.